Another thing I want to get into about the Netflix debut is the stuff that would have never happened on USA.
Oh, please,
okay?
Please hit it.
So I want to get into Jey Uso's entrance because, first of all, there's so many layers to this that we laughed about on the stream. So I'm going to start with the obvious.
No, please wait, what's the obvious?
I was just going to talk about Travis Scott literally lighting a spliff on TV and smoking it on TV in the crowd. So he comes out. And I'm like, oh, what's that in his hand? Because, I'm very 420 friendly. So I was just like, is that? Okay. I thought they were going to cut the camera away. They did not.
It's Netflix.
He smoked. There was smoke.
There was children.
Queen P.R, Krista B, those wrestling girls, TWG. Black excellence, making it effortless. Podcast bringing up women and wrestling. Let's go.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? It's your favorite girls, those wrestling girls. It's your girl, Krista B.
And Queen P.R.
And we are back. As you can see, we are back in the studio. But P, we are back under new regime.
Yes.
Because those wrestling girls are officially a part of the Revolt Podcast Network.
Yes.
How do you feel?
Oh, my God. I am still kind of like in disbelief.
So overwhelmed with all the love and support that you guys have given us.
Yes. Shout out to the team over at Revolt for reaching out to us to join the network and realizing that they needed some wrestling on there. And after Monday night, I think it's clear that wrestling is that new thing that everyone needs to be a part of. Mm-hmm. So those wrestling girls are here.
We are here. And for those of you who don't know, just to give a quick little backstory, P and I met back in 2017, 2018, when we were writing for another publication.
Like 2016?
Yeah, 2016. We was writing for another publication. And one of us, long story short, we was in a meeting and one of us was like, we're missing wrestling. And the other one of us eyes lit up like a Christmas tree. We don't know which one of us said it, but it was like full circle. So then we started to test the name. I came up with the name. She didn't like it at first.
I was like, those wrestling girls.
Right. Well, I'm like, it's gonna keep our names in their mouths, And then we tested a little dry series on IGTV.
Yep. That's how long ago that was.
When IGTV was a thing.
Yep.
And it stuck. And since then, it's just been like, we've been
rocking and rolling. Since 2018. So 6.5 years, I guess.
Yeah,
6+ years. We've been doing this podcast, and now this is kind of the new era of the show. Yeah. We've been like teasing this new era. I'm so happy that Revolt finally announced it because we
cannot hold it. We suck at holding stuff.
I know, but we did good.
We
was like, we have like a month and a half, and we were just like, okay. We also want to shout out our family, our TWG network family, who have been supporting us because we weren't even able to tell them.
We weren't.
For a while because we just wanted, all of our ducks in a row. So here we are. We're back in the studio.
And this feels so good and different.
It really does. So we'll be here weekly, giving you all of the women's wrestling news of the week and, of course, any other, like, hot topics. So that's what you can expect from us. If you fell back in love with wrestling after Raw debuted on Netflix, which makes so much sense. Welcome back to wrestling.
Welcome back to the
and
wrestling
Krista
world.
B and I will definitely hold your hand while you come back into that wrestling fold.
Or knock you off just in case you try to say something crazy. It can go either way.
Exactly. But Krista B and I, lifelong wrestling fans, grew up here in New York City. I'm from the Bronx. Krista B is from Brooklyn. Grew up in the Attitude Era. So Raw debuting on Netflix on Monday was such a huge night for wrestling, for television, for WWE and everything. So this was like kind of the perfect week to debut our new show with the Revolt Podcast Network. I see you fixing your sweatshirt.
You see me.
And we brought up the Attitude Era.
We did. So
what does it say?
It says the Attitude Era really fucked us up because it did. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
It really fucked us up. But it's just like, it kind of fucked us up in a good way.
It did.
Like,
it did.
I
and
mean,
if it wasn't for that, because now we have Raw on Netflix where, like, cursing, we'll get into a lot of what happened, where a lot of it mirrors what was going on in the Attitude Era. So just a run through of what you can expect for our weekly flagship show. We will be recapping Raw, SmackDown, NXT, a little bit of AEW,
a little bit of TNA.
If it's newsworthy, a little bit of TNA, anything that's hot with women in wrestling, and any hot takes. You can come here every week and get a rundown on that. Mm-hmm. We'll also cover wrestling news, pop culture news, and we have a new segment that we've actually never done before.
We've never done this before.
And I think we're gonna call it the TWG Hotline.
Ooh, that's sexy. That's sexy.
So you can call the number below and give us some of your hot women's wrestling takes of the week, and we'll listen to them. And Krista B will sound off on them and see, you know, if you're coming correct, because that's what Krista B is good at.
I'm gonna give.
If you're coming correct. Also, if you like Krista B's sweatshirt, it is available to buy. So we'll make sure foryourwear.com. We'll link that in the description so you can cop your Attitude Era really fucked us up hoodie.
Hoodie, sweatshirt, and shirt.
Yeah.
We expanded.
We did expand.
This is like the prototype.
Different colors.
So now go to foryourwear.com. There's different colors. There's the TWG colors, pink, gray, and white.
Yep.
And I believe there's a black one. If not, we're going to have to throw a black one up there.
I mean, you can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong
with black. So before we get into the show, we're going to obviously talk about Raw on Netflix because that's still hot on everyone's tongue. We do want to just express the importance of having this show on Revolt Podcast Network, because we are two black women talking about wrestling. When we started this show, there were not a lot of us doing it.
It was only us.
It was only
as black
us
women
for a long time.
Us, yeah.
Yep. And not only are we black women talking about wrestling, but we're also uplifting women in wrestling, which was really new when we started back in 2018, and it's even more important now. So we're so excited to now have this elevated platform to give our perspective and uplift women, black people, people of color in wrestling. We will always be here for that.
All right.
So Krista B.
Yes, Queen P.R.
Raw debuted on Netflix. Huge news. A lot of articles came out today talking about how it is now the #1 show on Netflix.
Beat out Squid Games.
It beat out the second season of Squid Games,
too, yeah.
which is freaking huge.
Amazing.
And I was so excited for Raw on Netflix because obviously it's such a global platform. Now you're going to be entering like tens of millions of homes, like ratings that wrestling hasn't seen or WWE hasn't seen in years that feel like unreal almost. How did it feel? Because we did a watch along with the crew. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we were able to kind of experience that big moment together. And a lot of wrestlers even said it felt like a WrestleMania.
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
How did it feel for you as a longtime wrestling fan to see such a spectacle like the Intuit Dome? There were so many. It just felt so new. How did it feel to watch Raw on Netflix, and what was one of your like favorite moments?
It felt like I was a kid again because I was fortunate to grow up with friends who watched wrestling.
Nice.
But at the same time, when we grew up during the Attitude Era, we didn't have online streaming. We didn't have it was either sometimes we were on the phone watching it or we just watched it and came back and told each other about it the next day. So to watch it with you guys on live stream, it was fun. It was a good moment. You know what my favorite parts were. The Rock opened the damn show.
Yes, The Rock was all over that.
He opened the show.
Yes,
if y'all see the camera shaking, that's because I ran from the table a few times. Because y'all know, if y'all don't know, I am Team Rock and P is Team Stone Cold.
I'm Team Stone Cold Steve Austin.
So this is how this dynamic works as well.
The Attitude Era, yes. And we would love to know from our new listeners and viewers if you're Team Rock or Team Stone Cold. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
It matters.
We will still love you. It just depends on which one of you will judge you or not. Will I judge you or will Krista B judge you?
Because we listen and we judge over here.
Yes, we definitely do. And I love The Rock being a part of it because there's always like speculation. Anytime something big WWE does, it's like, is The Rock going to be there? And it was like, yeah,
The Rock had to be there for this.
And it was dope.
Because unlike Cody now, he has multiple unfinished stories.
Yeah.
He has an unfinished story with Cody Rhodes. He has an unfinished story with Roman Reigns. He has an unfinished story with the rest of the bloodline. So it's just like, which way is The Rock really gonna go? Like that moment in the ring, and I put it on our TikTok, that really gave me anxiety. And the amount of feedback that we got from TikTok and Instagram, like that really could have went anywhere.
It could have really went.
I would have cried.
Anyway.
I would. You see how I showed you my broken TV, right? I think I would have did that.
I was like,
I would have did that.
Did you kick
I kick it? I was mad. No. But it really could have went somewhere. Now it's just so crazy, the fact that we know that The Rock is literally calculated. Like, he's literally about to swerve everybody.
Boss.
He's the final boss.
So
he sits on the chair TKO.
What he is capable of. We still are not kind of... He can go either way at any time. I am glad that Roman Reigns is back to being our tribal chief. The world did not seem right until that happened.
All is right in the world again.
All is right in the world again. The funny thing, too, about the debut of Raw on Netflix is that it was over 3 hours. There were only 4 matches, which I didn't realize because we were so into it.
Time stayed up.
Time was, I did.
I'm proud of you.
I think Monday nights I might be.
You might be up.
Okay. Netflix. Like, you know what? I think I'm gonna just stay up for this. But I didn't even realize there was just so much spectacle. A part of it that there were only 4 matches. There was only 1 women's match, but I honestly
which was okay. I feel like it was
with
okay.
That. Yeah, I'm okay with that because I'm thinking, what other women's feud or match right now would have had that same impact as Liv and Rhea? Like, we've been following this shit for fucking months.
Yeah.
And I think we needed a match that had, like, a significant payoff. Like, Tiffany Stratton had already cashed in. So it was like, what more would we have done?
They needed, like, a big ceremony. Like, Friday Night SmackDown is where Tiffany Stratton's going to have her shine at. So putting that on Netflix, it wouldn't have worked. But speaking of Tiffany Stratton, we saw Nikki Bella right next to her.
Okay, so first of all,
I'm jumping the gun, but I'm really excited.
No, I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to bring up Nikki Bella particularly. One, because, you know, her and Brie, we're huge Bella twin fans, but there's been some little smoke between WWE and the Bella twins recently. They dropped the Bella moniker, went to Garcia, and I'm not even gonna go on my soapbox about the Bella twins, but they are doing big things in the entertainment world and was able to go to the Garcia name. But then, you know, Nikki's been through a lot, the divorce and a lot that she's been going on in the public eye. So seeing her back home, rocking that red, that's okay. So all the ladies looked amazing on the red carpet. In red.
Oh, in red. Okay, I'm glad you finished.
Oh, okay.
Because there were a few.
So we're gonna get into the red carpet looks later on in the show because I'm curious to see like who you're talking about. But I did like the red theme that everyone was going with.
Red and
Nikki
black.
Bella, red has always been a Bella twins color. It's always been a Nikki Bella color. So she came through. She returned home. She teased the return. She said maybe she's here to scout out her competition. You just never know with WWE. People come back and you don't think they're ever going to come back. So I am hyped to see we're in Royal Rumble season.
Your favorite.
And yes, and that is when people pop up. You know, who knows? We might hear, you can look, but you can't touch. We might just hear that.
Because we surely did the first time and definitely cried, shed some tears, absolutely.
Yeah, that was so beautiful. So another thing I want to get into about the Netflix debut is the stuff that would have never happened on USA.
Oh, please,
okay?
Please hit it.
So I want to get into Jey Uso's entrance because, first of all, there's so many layers to this that we laughed about on the stream. So I'm going to start with the obvious.
No, please, what's the obvious?
I was just going to talk about Travis Scott literally lighting a spliff on TV and smoking it on TV in the crowd. So he comes out and I'm like, oh, what's that in his hand? Because, you know, I'm very 420 friendly. So I was just like, is that? Okay. I thought they were going to cut the camera away. They did not.
It's Netflix.
He smoked. There was smoke.
There was children.
He smoked. You could see something in Jay's eyes like, yo.
Jay said in the interview, he said, I wanted some. He
gonna have to pass.
He go, I wanted some. When y'all was eating this way, I was moving this way. I was telling him to come this way. He go, when he had the kids around. He goes, but I smelt it. I didn't inhale it, but I smelt it.
I was like, okay, so this is what we're doing now. And also just shout out Travis Scott is a huge WWE fan.
That was his debut.
That was the first time he's come to shows. He's made little backstage appearances, but that was his first time on WWE television. Triple H teased that there might be a partnership with Travis Scott, and Triple H also noted Travis Scott's creativity. And he is very creative. I know like one song. I'm old.
Not
but
one song, girl.
I don't listen. Like I'm not banging out to Travis Scott, but like I know a lot of his music.
Right.
You know. But I do admire the fact that he is creative and he is very connected to his fans. And I love that Triple H recognizes that and was like, we're going to utilize that in the future. Like him being a fan, but we're going to see what else he can bring to the table. So I'm glad Travis Scott got that moment. Him and Jey Uso came through the crowd. And now we're going to go to your favorite part because we could not get over this.
Y'all. So shout out to my brother, Brian H. Waters, because the way we were cracking up on that live stream. So if you guys have not seen it, Michael Cole was fighting for his life. Him and that table was going at it.
Oh, you mean with the table or the beat?
Everything. So it started. Okay, so you already know how Pat McAfee, he literally, in the words of them,
this is a Pat McAfee fan club,
yes,
by the
absolutely.
way.
Hey, Pat, if you see us, hey.
My name is Pat, too.
Yeah, facts. But yeah, like, so we all know Pat McAfee was going to get up and join the yeeting sensation.
He loves it.
However, Michael Cole never really does it. So the day that you do it on, you try. First of all, it's like he climbs on that table like a toddler trying to climb on a couch. It just wasn't working for him.
You just watch them.
You just watch them. You can do it. Like, you don't want to give them that push because then you're enabling them. Like, you have to let them go stand on their own. So he did that. That was the first laugh, right? So then it's like he gets up and starts to yeet, and you see like the hood and stuff of his jacket go up and down first, and then you see his arms, and then you see his neck move. Everything was so off balance and so unsynced.
Poor guy.
It got to the point where Pat McAfee tweeted that his Michael Cole's watch went off, saying that it looks like you're taking a fall.
That was like your heart rate is worrying us.
Yes, like,
are you okay?
My Apple Watch don't do that. They could have did that when I was running here just now. You okay? No. Send help.
Oh my God.
Like, what if they would have dispatched 911 or something?
Did you also peep? I don't know if you saw or if it was in our group chat that Michael Cole is finally on a truck. He says this is the first, like, the WWE trucks.
Really?
Him and Pat McAfee are on a truck. That's the first time he's ever been on one.
I love that.
And he was like, wow, it only took like 20 years.
I've been here to get here. Listen, I've been a stooge for The Rock.
Yo.
I had my face covered.
Through a lot.
He's been through a lot. He really went through the hazing process.
Yeah, and we brought up Brian H. Waters. He's a big Michael Cole mark.
Yeah.
He's always like, no, that's the GOAT.
That's the GOAT.
Like, even when we were talking about like JR and the King from the Attitude Era, he was like, nah, fuck that. Michael
Cole's the GOAT.
But if you think about it, he has
Michael Cole
endured a lot of different eras. Like, every era of WWE, he's been able to stick around. And the fact that he says that this is the most fun that he's had is like,
and I feel like I can attribute that to Triple H in a sense. Like,
for sure.
Even when like the return of CM Punk last year, was it last year? 2 years ago now.
Yeah. Wow.
At Survivor Series. And you could just tell, and I always say when Punk is in the ring and we're all together, I always say, like, yo, Punk is having the most fun he's ever had. Like, you can tell he's having the most fun. So I feel like Triple H gives them some type of a leeway because he understands what it's like to be in the ring. Like, he's been on both sides of it. So and he's once a degenerate, always a degenerate.
He relates to that.
Yeah, like, so I really attribute to, Triple H allowing them to have the most fun and stuff. Because I know if they would have got on that table and it's brand new and it wasn't breaking, he who should not be named would have had a fit back there.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And things got to, like, move into the future. Like, I love that Stephanie McMahon was there. They gave her necessary flowers and everything that she's contributed to the business.
Girl, come back.
I would love to see her come back. She posted a photo of her getting off a private jet. that Monday in like some gold dress, and it was just a photo of her coming off the jet, and I was like, yes, queen, yes, go watch your man.
Let me be on that private jet with the McMahon Helmsley.
We will.
Love excuse.
Hey, Steph.
Love excuse.
Hit us up.
Hey,
you know we're available. So let's get into. I know we mentioned that there's 4 matches. We're going to be covering mostly women's wrestling moving forward, but this was such a big week in wrestling. We just got to talk everything. The one women's match, Rhea and Liv. Rhea captured her women's championship again.
Good.
Finally.
I'm tired. I'm exhausted.
Yes. I'm so, and I love that Rhea said in the press conference, like, I'm moving on.
Moving on. It's about
I'm curious, what do you see next for Liv and Rhea Ripley?
Well, I see Liv dumping Dom for sure after what he did in the ring.
And you see,
for sure,
what a fuck boy! Like Dom said, "Oh, you a loser now. Let me go with the winning team.
Take your little porn stash and your
nerve
mullet and go somewhere."
The nerve.
Yeah, Liv is definitely dumping Dom. Also feel like Liv is gonna definitely dump Raquel soon. I mean, what is your purpose?
I mean,
right
you
now?
didn't help me keep my championship this time around, so
like what is your purpose?
What happened to the Judgment Day at this point? I feel like they've been teasing a lot of friction within the Judgment Day anyway, so it's like, okay.
But they all walked in together. Like if you see that backstage video, like they're all walking in, Liv and Finn are speaking to each other. So it's just like, okay,
I'm very.
What are we doing here? But for Rhea, we don't know. We don't know what's next for Rhea, and I feel like that's also a great part of wrestling when you don't know.
Right.
When kayfabe can really be kayfabe at a point, because there's so much opportunities out there. Like Charlotte could come back and reignite that feud because she lost to Rhea at WrestleMania 39. Yeah, at 39. Or Becky could come back. We just saw Becky signed a new contract. How about say a new lease, child? A new contract with WWE. So it could be a lot of different factors for Rhea Ripley. So she really just has to have her head on the swivel. Right now,
that's
like
true.
Somebody from NXT, Roxanne just lost. She could come up and try to challenge Rhea.
I see like some call ups happening at some point. I am glad that it's open to something new. Only because it's just like we've seen Liv and Rhea like for so long. But then it also makes you excited for next week on Monday. So we had that match. We had CM Punk and Seth Rollins, which I was very excited for that match.
That feud is going to continue to go on.
I hope it does. It's like a match that we all kind of wanted, and a match that they were billing as like 10 years in the making, and we've never seen it before. And I think in wrestling, lifelong wrestling fans, I think anything that feels new and appropriate is like gonna be like satisfying. And that match was definitely satisfying as the main event. The other matches also were really good. Obviously, Roman, they started off hot with Roman versus Solo. Paul Heyman is very, very happy now that his
something in me though, although Paul Heyman is happy and Rock told Roman I love you, something has changed. No, just kidding. No Wicked tonight, but there's something in me that just something is not sitting right in my spirit when it comes to Paul Heyman and when it comes to The Rock. And I love The Rock, but I feel like Roman needs to watch his back for real.
I do too.
I honestly feel like Roman needs to watch his back.
It's like, who is trustworthy at this point? I think Roman's gonna have to be like real strategic about like who he lets in his circle nowadays.
Right. His next appearance is January 27th, just for y'all. Now y'all know.
Roman?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, January 27th. But I also think that's when 2K20 something with 2K25.
So 2K25 was teased. Roman teased it. I feel like he might be the cover.
Yeah, I think he may be the cover.
Yeah, because of how that was teased. So that's exciting. A lot of like new. Speaking of new from that night, the ref shirts.
Them ref shirts is
those hit. One. NXT had them as well.
Can I get one? I'm a size small.
Shout out to Ref Bay, because she killed it.
She killed it
as the one female ref that night. The ring apron was I want to say gray.
It was like a grayish,
like a dark
color,
gray,
with all the logos.
Yeah, and so that was cool. Yeah, very, very fresh new night. One thing I do want to say to wrestling fans, not the new ones, because I feel like new wrestling fans are just so like, oh my God, this is so exciting. I'm back in all the way. But just tune in every Monday. Like, that was the debut episode. Everything will not always be that like star-studded and WrestleMania feel. I mean, if it is, then it has potential to be. But let's, manage our expectations and tune in every week and just be like excited for, what's to come. I do want to talk a little bit about the celebrity aspect of Raw on Netflix. So we mentioned the red carpet. The red carpet felt very much like a movie premiere. It didn't feel like a TV premiere. And I feel, and let me know if you agree, WWE's been leaning more into it being an episodic television show with the move to Netflix as opposed to like a sporting event. Like they're leaning more in that. And they've been planting the seeds like in the credits, putting like, this was written by or this was produced by Triple H. Like putting it like in where this is a program. This is programming. Netflix has been doing a lot of marketing with them where the WWE superstars have been talking about like what Netflix movie or TV that they would be in and stuff like that. So I do love that. We talked about Travis Scott. Let's talk about some of the celebrities that surprised you, that popped you when you seen them in the audience.
I think the only one that really surprised me, and it wasn't like a good surprise, it was just like, like, was Ashton Kutcher. Like, I know that he's a wrestling fan. Like, I know him and, the other one who I used to love on that 70s show, but I would not mention his name right now. I know that they were there. Like, I know that they're fans. They've been a part of the WWE universe for a long time now. But because he was, like, so out of sight, out of mind type situation, it was like, him. That's Kelso. Kelso has a child. Okay. And it's with him. Okay. Macaulay Culkin, biggest pop.
Oh my God, he had a huge pop.
I'm like, Kevin is no longer at home.
Pop. No,
if you're looking for Kevin,
we know where he at.
He at
Monday Night Raw. There was some also that like so you had like the usual like O'Shea Jackson, big fan, Junior. Vanessa Hudgens, who is probably my favorite celebrity wrestling fan right now.
We gotta get her on the show too.
We do.
Vanessa, if you see this girl,
she is hardcore. She has been attending shows. She went to WrestleMania last year. Heavily pregnant, and had the best time of her life. She had on a shirt that said "Hot Girls Love Pro Wrestling," I think, and we're like, yes, and you are like the hottest girl to like wrestling.
And I've been a fan of Vanessa Hudgens since she was Gabriella Montez. Okay.
Yes.
High School Musical.
Shout out to all the High School Musical fans out there. But there were like some that surprised me. Like I was just like
Danielle
reading all
Fisher,
the Topanga was there. David Arquette.
David Arquette was there?
Yeah.
They didn't show him on
Little
camera.
Rel.
Lil Rel was there? They didn't show him on camera.
Tiffany Haddish. So I think there were just so many people. That was the attendance for any WWE event ever.
Yeah.
So there were probably celebrities that they didn't have time to like show on camera. Wale, of course, one of the usuals. Lily Singh.
She's definitely a wrestling fan.
Wrestling fan was there as well. And Karen Civil.
Yes, she came with
Wale. Yeah. So it was nice. Kev on stage. So it was nice seeing
Kev on stage is definitely a wrestling fan.
WWE like lean into the influencer kind of marketing technique as well, because like I was reading the list of these celebrities and I was like, oh, he was there, and I went on their Instagram and they all had like IG stories of like at my first Raw or the first wrestling show I've been to since I was a kid,
and it's the fact that it's like the first for a lot of people.
Yes,
it's that.
I would love to know if you got back into wrestling after watching it on Netflix this week. Hit us up, because I'm just so curious to hear of your experience. Like, did you just watch it because it was on Netflix, or like what was it about it that made you like want to tune in? Because it did feel like this was something that you needed to tune into.
Yeah.
Like if you were in a WWE, like you should absolutely watch that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's now get into something that's a little sad really quickly, just because I have on this Word Life hoodie. John Cena made the first stop of his farewell tour in LA on Monday and announced that he will be a part of the Royal Rumble. And it is still very like emotional. I'm like, no, don't leave John Do you see him winning the Rumble? Like, are you excited that he at least is giving us a year? Like, he didn't just like say I'm goodbye. Like, he's like, I'm giving you guys a full year of me. I will be here.
To be honest, I don't think he will win the Rumble. But just for him to be in it and to have fun in it, you know, maybe he'll do something crazy. Maybe he'll do something silly. Maybe he'll do something like he'll do in his movies because he's funny.
He's funny.
A funny guy.
He's funny. He's a good actor.
He's
too.
a good
I
actor.
like his stuff.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't think he will win the Royal Rumble. Like, for me, I don't have a prediction for a male's Royal Rumble winner. Okay. And that's not rare. That's really rare of me because I'm always, you know.
Like, have someone penciled in. Kinda.
Like, Jade is winning women's. I don't care what nobody say. Yeah, but I do think that he will. Or maybe CM Punk may win. You know, who knows? But I don't think John Cena is going to win, but I do think he's going to have fun with it. I do feel like he's going to have some major wins throughout his farewell tour. He's going to have something at Mania, of course. Elimination Chamber, maybe. SummerSlam, for sure. Yeah. For sure. But Rumble, I don't think so.
Yeah. And I'm glad that he announced himself because I'm like, all right, let me try to see if I can make it to Indianapolis.
Right.
Another just side note, Royal Rumble in 2026 is going to be in Saudi Arabia.
It's missing us, daughter.
Very much so.
Missing us.
That's very surprising, especially like with the women aspects.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued to see how that's going to look.
There's so many like ways to look at it because it's like, 30 women wrestling in Saudi Arabia is like kind of iconic, but it's also like, why?
Right.
Like, stick to the States.
Stick to the States, please.
So we can't pivot from Raw without talking about the ultimate booing.
I was gonna save that for sound off.
Hogan. Let's have you sound off now. Right now.
Okay.
How did it feel hearing that music, and what's the tea?
I'm mad I wasted a bathroom break. Because that could have been the bathroom break. Like,
but then you would have missed the boos, which are so
enjoyable. No, my TV was loud enough. My TV was so loud enough. All right, so here's my thing on Hulk Hogan. Now, I can't take away nothing from Hulk Hogan for what he's done for wrestling. Like, we wouldn't be here talking at this very moment about wrestling WWE if it were not for Hulk Hogan and what he did in the 80s. However, once you start to blur your lines and skew your lines from Terry Bollea to Hulk Hogan, and you have been outright racist to the people who has been putting money in your pockets since the year the rat, it's just something that cannot. And we literally, as unison, came together and was just like, boo you, fuck you. Yeah. Because it's gone on too many times. And I feel like the straw that really broke the camel's back was when he was at the Trump rally and he said what he said about Kamala Harris. Regardless of the fact that she's black, she's a woman at the end of the day. That's just something you don't say, you don't do. So for you to come out and think that you was going to get a warm welcome, for you to come out and think that you was going to be received like you were 40 years ago, you have another thing coming. Your racism is so blatant and so loud. We are tired of hearing it. We are tired of seeing you. We are tired of looking at you. We don't want to hear anything else related to Hulk Hogan. You sell your beer. You do what you need to do. You stay in Florida. You have your own opinions, and you stay out of our way in our face because this is our time. This is for us. This is for the people that you do not like. And the people you don't like, we don't like you back. We're going to match energy with you today, okay? So we don't need to see you no more. You came, you saw, you conquered. Now you can go on and sail off into the sunset.
Yep. And real quick, too, like, make that beer deal from a business perspective. Make that beer deal, whatever. Like, y'all will make that money. But to think that the fans really wanted him to come out and talk, no.
No, absolutely not.
If you had to have Hogan there because this was such a monumental night for wrestling and he's clearly the, epitome of wrestling at one point, have him in the crowd and wave. If you had to have him. Have him in the crowd and quickly wave. People will boo him, but then that will be it.
Not even
But the
that.
fact that you had him talking and addressing the fans like as if people want, and this is LA. At the same time, like, there's different cities, obviously, like our fucking next president, like there's clearly people that support that.
Hey, not ours. Not ours.
Not ours.
Okay.
But LA, you really thought Hulk was gonna get a warm welcome in LA?
I mean, they rather throw LA
Come
because
on.
New York, we probably would have threw a chair.
Oh yeah, we would have threw a chair.
We would have threw a
that,
chair.
That wasn't it, y'all. And I think that now they understand that Hogan is over. Hogan
is over.
Things can outgrow things. The wrestling business has outgrown Hulk Hogan. We do not need to see him at big events anymore. Like, we just don't.
Yeah.
Like, some things, we appreciate, like you said, what he's done for the business.
And that's that.
And that's that. Like, period.
Like, even I was watching a TikTok earlier. It was like Taker's pop was kind of shaky this time around.
Yeah.
However, it was cool because he stood and supported a woman.
Right.
He came in, American Badass, drove
Shout
his
out
motorcycle.
to Rhea getting that Undertaker cosign. Like, I don't, like, that's
I think that's the only woman that he's ever co-signed.
Yeah.
And and he came in, they rode off together. Like, that's that. But for you to sit here and talk, that I saw his other TikTok with his guy was like, you really came out and you booed this man after all he did and this, that, there. However, the swerve is he was talking about Jimmy Hart.
I'm like, wait. Let me tell you why
I had
doing this.
I had to read into the comments. Somewhere it was like the paragraph that I just deleted.
See, that's how, because as soon as you were saying, I was like, really?
He's talking about Jimmy Hart.
Oh, we love Jimmy Hart.
We love Jimmy Hart. Shout out to Jimmy Hart.
I'm sorry they made you do that.
Right, that poll was bigger than you. Sorry.
Oh, man. Okay. So yeah, Hogan, like, boo, boo,
we don't need
boo,
you.
Boo, boo.
We don't need you.
So let's get into NXT really quickly, because they had a New Year's Evil event, which was a great follow-up to this big Raw. Mm-hmm. The Rock was there. He made his first NXT appearance.
He was nervous.
He seemed nervous. He seemed like he didn't really know what to say.
He didn't, because clearly he was cursing.
Yes,
he was like, "Oh, my bad, my bad.
This is not Raw.
This is not Netflix. Sorry."
You know what I did like, just to go back to Raw 2 with The Rock, is after he was done on TV, he went live on Instagram, was drinking his Terramana
and driving. Kids, don't do that at home, okay, kids?
He drove a little bit, but he's from a different era. I mean, he has a different attitude.
Okay,
so
clearly.
I'm sure everybody was safe. So we had drinking and smoking on Monday Night Raw.
Smoking on Monday Night Raw.
Oh,
that's gonna be the new smoke session.
Yeah,
that's gonna be the new cypher.
I think it was Black Wrestling that tweeted like Raw is reefer or something like that.
Yeah, that was Kyle. Shout out to Kyle. Raw is reefer.
Oh, which I love. So NXT had The Rock. Mm-hmm. Now, we mentioned how Raw had one women's match, but NXT opened with 3 women's matches. And I will say NXT is probably the hotbed for women right now. Like, I think women really run that show. But besides like Trick Williams and Oba Femi, no one else is really memorable besides the women.
I mean, Eddie Thorpe is becoming, too. And Ethan Page too. But everybody else, no.
But then you got like Julia, Stephanie Valkyria, like Cora Jade and
Cora Jade's boobs
Lola Vice. Who?
Cora Jade's boobs skip me.
They're big.
I feel like it's a reverse BBL.
They're
They're not proportioned right to her body.
I don't think she needed them.
I mean, if she needed them, cool, do whatever. But you know how like when people get a BBL and their thighs don't match, it's like her torso doesn't match.
It's like
doesn't match the boobs.
A
little bit too big. I mean, but be great, boo boo.
But girl,
we listen. We girls.
You want an extra cleavage?
Listen,
girl?
we girls.
Get them as high up as possible.
Be surprised when mines be swelling up like melons.
They like are bigger than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
They are. You have great cleavage.
Thank you.
I really appreciate.
I want your hips though. Your hips and your behind.
Mm-hmm. I be trying.
It's the gym working out.
I be trying. I be hitting those squats. No, it's a lot of natural too.
Period.
But like NXT, the women are holding it down.
Mm-hmm.
So I loved that. Okay, yeah, maybe we have one significant women's match on Raw, but then the next night we have 3 matches that easily had their own stories, had significance in all their own different ways. Lola Vice, who's the other girl I like in NXT? Jada Parker. I don't know if she wrestled last night.
She wasn't
but
wrestling yesterday, but
I really
Lola Vice
her.
was a part of that 4-way.
Yeah.
It was Lola, Cora, Kaylani, and I can't think of the other girl name. And I should know her name. I can't think of her name right
Cora
now.
J, Stephanie, Lola, Kalani. Yeah. And then Shotzi is back in NXT.
I know.
And it was her, Gigi Dolan, Tatum Paxley versus Fatal Influence.
And I love that Gigi got her hands on JC Jane.
Finally.
Because what? Now you
That
going to
was
put me
going
through a
on for a
barbershop.
minute.
Not a barbershop door. Now you going to put me through
Yo.
a door and all of that.
I forgot about that. That was such good shit. NXT has so many good stories. The characters get better and better every week. The performers get better and better every week. And I love that it's on the CW now. And there's really like no rush to like move people to the main roster. Like obviously that's a goal. But now it's like, yo, do your thing in NXT. Like be the star of NXT. Julia is now the new NXT Women's Champion.
I called it.
Which I love.
I called it. I definitely said that.
Great match.
It was
by
a
the way.
great
And I don't think
match.
anyone thought like any differently, but they
I didn't think
killed
belts
it.
was going to change. We got two title changes.
I did not think Trick Williams was gonna lose.
Me neither.
That belt. I did not pencil in Obafemi becoming NXT World Champion.
At least not
But
yet.
yeah, it seems soon, right?
It's real soon.
It does.
I mean, when you eat weights at this point, what else you gonna do?
Obafemi is
He eats weights. That's a big.
That is a man right
That's
there.
a big.
That is a man right there. He was like throwing Trick Williams around. I was like, oh,
Ragdolling.
and that's a man as well.
Trick is a man.
Okay,
Sorry,
but-
Lash, we love you, but Trick is a man.
Yes. So now we have a black champion in NXT. So that is also very, very exciting. The Rock and Ava being on screen
love
together for the
that.
first time. That was cool.
I love that.
And I love too, like with Ava, she could have had so much pressure on her being the Rock's daughter, but she really found her own.
She
lane.
like she run him. She's the oldest. She's the
oldest girl.
Oldest
She
girl.
like, yeah, Dwayne, come over here. We
Not
gonna do
Dwayne.
this. We gonna do this, this, and this on NXT. So here you go.
And I love how he was like, I'm the final boss. I'm the final boss. But when on this show, she's the final boss. I'm like, you better give your daughter them props.
Period.
Give your daughter them props.
Yes.
What I was disappointed though in The Rock, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you come after Eddie Thorpe?
He should have.
He should. I mean,
He should've.
although we know that Eddie did not touch Ava because they played like how
Yeah.
we know. But at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to know if Eddie was really attacked this time.
I do too, because he be playing.
He be playing. But the way that he was struggling to the ring with that chair, I do feel like somebody could have hit him. Maybe it could have been The Rock.
I think
Rock, don't disappoint me.
I think I love that he was on The Rock was on NXT, and I feel like that's not going to be the last time.
Oh yeah, no.
I think he's going to be one of those. I think The Rock is going to show up a lot more.
Yeah.
In WWE lately.
I love that. I would love that.
Me too.
So back to these women's matches real quick because Shotzi got the pin over a Fatal Attraction. So her team with Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley, they won. Who won that Fatal 4-Way? That Fatal 4-Way match, I believe. Who won that match? Was it
Stephanie?
Yeah, Stephanie Vaquer won that match, and I love that because her and Julia kind of came up around the same time in NXT, and now you got Julia as your NXT Women's Champion. So now Roxanne, we already know Roxanne's getting called up. We know Roxanne is definitely getting called up.
So.
She's been in NXT for a little bit too long now.
Yeah.
She proved her point time and time again.
Yep.
So yeah, she's definitely
and we have those
up.
new championships on the main roster now. We have the IC tournament that's going to be finalized this week. Dakota Kai and
Lyra Valkyria,
yes, are in the finals. So there's that championship that she can go after. Then you have Chelsea Green as the United States Women's Champion.
They're making me forget about Chelsea Green already.
No,
they
that's
are.
impossible.
They're making me forget about her already. I promise
Chelsea, she looked great on the red carpet.
She did look great on the red carpet.
She looked really good. Did you have a favorite look on the red carpet?
Besides my girls, Naomi and Bianca.
Okay, because that was mine. Because you know, Bianca and Montez had the red first.
The
like,
reds.
what's up?
The reds. And then, did you see the video of Naomi bopping?
Yes.
And then she go, JD, you ain't have to clock me like that, yo. JD need to slow down. His head would have took over, would have went through a wall.
Oh, my God.
Sorry.
That Funko Pop?
That Funko Pop. He's a real live action Funko Pop. What threw me off was Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. I don't know what was it. I don't know if it was the hair or the muscles with the dress. I don't know. But what I will say is that everybody was literally dressed to the nines.
Yes.
Whether they made guest appeal. Ivy now looked nice. Yeah. You know, those who were upstairs in the suites. Even Kofi Kingston with his Forever 21 lion fur. Like,
chill.
You know,
him and Xavier Woods are so funny right now. As heels, like the shaved mustache. As much as I hate
and
what
not
they did
coming
to
for Kendrick
Big
Lamar.
E, Yeah, they bumped Drake on their way to the stadium, by
They
the
had
way.
to.
They are leaning all the way into it. And for me, I was happy because I thought the New Day was getting stale for a while. So I was like, okay, this is at least interesting, and they're leaning into it. Also, I feel like they're dressing better. I'm like, oh, do a heel character change come with better style?
Yeah, maybe that's in the secret sauce.
Yes. Real quick too about the New Day. So Big E, he has a small role in this new show on Peacock called Laid, and it's super funny. It's a very like odd show. If you like sarcastic, dry humor, I would tune into Laid. It's about a girl who she's in her mid-30s. She has a very active sex life. She's dating, let's put it that way. And she found out that all of her exes that she slept with are dying.
Yeah, I saw the commercial.
And it is... First, like, it took me a couple episodes to be like, okay, what the fuck is this? But then as you get into it and you understand, like, the plot and the humor, it's actually, like, really good.
Now
and Big
she got
E's,
killer coochie.
She do got a killer coochie. They had to do a whole fucking map and out and figure out, like, okay, does oral sex count too?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so it's a cute show. If you're, like,
cooch.
looking for, like, that next binge, I don't know if it's going to be renewed for a season 2, but if you're looking for that quick binge, I would highly recommend it. Big E has a small role in it, but it's really, really, really funny. So I'm excited because even Big E, he has a new segment as well for the post show called the Big E's 5 count. I want to say because he used to do the 5 count in NXT and he talks about 5 moments.
And he shouted us out for our 5-year anniversary. He did a job for us. He's
definitely a friend of the podcast.
We need Big E on too.
We do.
We gotta have a Pisces session.
Oh yeah, he is a Pisces.
He's March 1st.
That's what made me thought like we were meant for each other because I love Pisces and there's so many Pisces. But
somebody gonna get mad.
No, it's on.
Y'all gonna have that stern talk. I ain't have that stern talk on Monday, huh? Y'all gonna have it. Now you're adding this to the list. Got it.
I gotta say too, like, as far as like those wrestling girls and us talking about like wrestlers that are like family to the podcast and stuff like that, like we have been so blessed when it comes to like our support system. Our, when we announced that we joined the Revolt Podcast Network, I was so overwhelmed with the feedback that we got.
I was literally sitting in my bed this morning like, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Like the Rock and Jumanji, like, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry.
I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So I do want to just shout out everyone that has supported the podcast from day one, from 2018. This is actually a full circle moment, us being back at Gotham Podcast Studio here in New York City, because this is where we started the show officially in the studio. And now 6 years later, being a part of the network, we are back. We will be here every week, delivering all of the hot women's wrestling tea for all of you guys. So, Krista, as we conclude this very first episode of Those Wrestling Girls, brought to you by Revolt Podcast Network, what are you looking forward to most in wrestling in 2025?
The Rock giving me a Versace shirt. No.
I hope it's two of them.
Absolutely. I'm a size small. Get me fitted. Absolutely. I'm looking for more people to just enjoy wrestling again. Forget the dirt sheets, stop blowing kayfabe. Just enjoy wrestling. Everybody's gonna have their opinion about wrestling. Everybody's gonna have their do's and they don'ts and they highs and they lows about it. But just enjoy it. Especially these women. These women are killing it. These women are, I want to say, 75% as to why wrestling is cool again. These women are taking over and they are killing it, and do not sleep on them, because if you go to sleep, you're going to miss something. And I'm really hoping that we can see very soon Who Attacked Jade.
I am so here for that.
I'm tired of waiting.
Yeah. I like Glow EST as tag team champion. Shout out to them. For 2025, I am so with you on that. Like, let's just fucking enjoy it, because I could already see, and I saw a lot of like those certain accounts that are like really negative, like, oh, did you guys really enjoy this?
Yeah, because somebody said Raw on Netflix was negative. Like,
bruh, come on.
Go ahead.
Like, if you are hating on that episode, you're just a fucking hater.
Like, you can tell that you ran out of lotion in the basement.
Exactly. Like, you need more tissues.
You need more lotion.
Yeah,
we're gonna get some coupons.
Y'all are haters. What I'm looking forward to in 2025 would just be more new, because that's what I love most about Raw on Netflix, was that everything felt new. Everything was like fresh. You didn't know what to expect. Everything was new about it, from the celebrity aspect to the visuals to the drone footage, the different camera angles. I'm like, keep getting innovative with how you guys are bringing me my wrestling. Like, I'm all the way here for that. So I think that would be what I'm looking forward to most. God willing, we will be at WrestleMania in Vegas, living it up. So yeah, I'm looking forward to just new and just rediscovering my love for wrestling again. I even in the moment on Monday night was like, oh my God, I am in love with wrestling again. And it just was like perfect timing, especially knowing that we were going to be coming into the studio for our debut episode of our flagship show on Revolt Podcast Network. So we now have a hotline, TWG hotline. The number is right here. We want to hear all of your hottest women's wrestling takes of the week. Do not hesitate to call in and leave that message, because we will be choosing one or two to play on the show, and we will be reacting to it, because we want you guys to be a part of this new era of those wrestling girls just as much as we are. Right. And we will be here every week. Make sure you follow us. Actually, I'm going to leave our outro to Miss Krista B. Do you want to take us away?
Okay. Well, as P said, we are now part of the Revolt Podcast Network. So make sure you follow those wrestling girls everywhere where we can be found. Make sure you follow me, Miss Krista B, MS_KRISTAB_. Follow my better half over here, Miss Queen P.R. is Queen, 3_PR on all social platforms. Make sure you follow those wrestling girls. Also follow the Revolt Podcast Network. Yes. Like, simultaneously, things will be dropping. Things will be up on both on all social media platforms. So follow us there. On that note, it's your girl Krista B
and Queen P.R.
and we're out of here until next time.
Queen P.R, Krista B, those wrestling girls, TWG, Black Excellence, making it effortless. Podcast bringing up women and wrestling. Let's go.